So something interesting is actually happening on the Cardano chart. As you can see, we are trying to test the trend line again, and I think we will get another low very, very soon to test it. And this is going to be very important because, as you can see, we tested it 3 times already, and each time we bounced off of it. So if we test it again and we get below it, I think that's going to be a sign that something more bearish is actually going on. And of course, if we do drop below it, it's very likely that we invalidate this 1-2 setup right here and we do not get a third wave move to the upside, which means that we will invalidate the B wave and this AB structure right here. And if we do that, it's going to be very likely that we get another second wave move down low. And that would not be that great because, as you can see, we are still in an uptrend right now and we are holding support levels. So, you know, if we do get another low, that would put us at like, let's say, about 25 cents or so. And the invalidation point for the first wave move up, well, actually for the 1-2 setup right here is at 22 cents. So we cannot really afford to get another low because we will be very close to invalidating the whole structure. And imagine if Bitcoin drops like 15K overnight. I think it's going to be very likely that Cardano just gets another low. So what we need to pray for right now is that Bitcoin does not go down. That is literally the only thing that you need to look at right now, the Bitcoin chart. The Cardano chart does not really matter right now because Bitcoin dominance is going up. So you cannot expect Cardano to go up when Bitcoin dominance goes up, you know? But Bitcoin dominance is close to topping, in my opinion. Like I said many times in my previous videos, I think it will get to 60% and then we will top. But that could take some time. I mean, we did put in another cycle high, but that's not enough to confirm that the top is already in. To confirm that the top is in, we need some kind of dump. And, you know, it needs to be substantial. I mean, it needs to look something like it did over here. And right now we don't have any of that. So we need to at least drop below the bull market support band. And then we need to stay below there for some time to confirm that the top is already in. So yeah, we don't have that, which means that we will most likely continue going up until 60%. And then we start dumping. But like I said, I don't know if we will do that in October or in December. It's hard to say right now. I mean, in the previous cycle, we did it by the end of December. So maybe we'll do the exact same thing in this cycle. But, you know, we don't have to do the exact same thing. We could top way earlier and we could start the altcoin season way earlier than what we did in the previous cycle. And as you can see in the previous cycle, we did not go up in a straight line like we did in this cycle. So yeah, we don't have to copy what we did over there if the price action or whatever you want to call this is not even the same, you know? So we'll see if we top in October or December. Now, best case scenario is that we top in October because if we top in December, Cardano is going to continue bleeding against Bitcoin and it's going to be a very high chance that we just invalidate the whole 1-2 setup because, you know, Cardano cannot afford to be in this 1-2 setup for any longer. It's still below the 0.786 support level and we still don't have any 5-wave move to the upside to confirm that the second wave move down is already in. So at some point we need to bounce and we need to do it. And in my opinion, if we want to stay bullish on this chart, we need to at least get a 5-wave move. Now let me talk about that 5-wave move. So we do have a 1-2 setup, but that's not enough. I've already talked about this 1-2 setup many times. The first wave has an ABC structure. The C wave went to the 2.272 extension of the AB setup. And then we got another ABC structure to form a second wave move down. And right now we are in an AB structure and this is a hopium count, obviously. I mean, this is the best case scenario right now. And that is that we go in a C wave and we go to about 52.7 cents and complete this third wave of this 1-2 setup. Now, I don't know if that will happen. Like I said, Bitcoin dominance is still going up right now. So it's hard to say if that will actually happen. But if it does happen, like I said, this is the target region right here. And we need to get to at least the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup right here. And then after that, we still need a fourth wave move down and then a fifth wave move up. And once we get these 5 waves, which could put us at like 70 cents or so, maybe higher, maybe like 87 cents, doesn't really matter. We just need 5 waves. After we get these 5 waves, I will be able to confirm that the main second wave move down is in and that we are heading in a main third wave move to the upside. As you can see, we are still below the bull market support band right now. And you know what? Let me actually look at the Bitcoin chart for a second, because I believe what's happening on the Bitcoin chart right now is also important. So as you can see, we just tested the trend line again, and it looks like we will start breaking above it very, very soon. Now, of course, this could be a double top fake out, and you have to be careful. But if it's not, and if we continue going up, I think there's a chance that Bitcoin actually gets to like 80K by the end of the month, if we get a C wave in the third wave right here. Now, I don't talk about the Bitcoin chart often because, people don't really care about it. They just care about their altcoin. But this is very important right now. I mean, this is what makes the Bitcoin dominance chart go up right now. So let me talk about the elite wave count for a second. So here we have a 1-2 setup. This respected support levels. It did not invalidate the second wave move down. And after the 1-2 setup, we got an A-B structure. And now I'm expecting a C wave, which needs to get to at least $80,000 and 600. And that will complete the third wave. Then after the third wave, we'll get a fourth wave. And then I think after this fourth wave, I think this is when Bitcoin dominance will start dropping. And then we'll get the fifth wave and Bitcoin will get to 100K by the end of the year. And during this fifth wave, the altcoin season will actually start, and altcoins will finally start outperforming Bitcoin. I think that's a good prediction. I mean, that could obviously turn out to be wrong, but for now, I will keep that as my main prediction just because I don't really see Bitcoin dropping below this trend line again. But if it does, then expect Bitcoin to get another low and maybe test the 50% extension right here, which is at 44K. Now, like I said, I find that very unlikely to happen because we are in October and, Q4 is usually not bearish for Bitcoin. I mean, each year we usually go up in Q4. So I don't think Bitcoin will go to like 44K. That does not really make sense to me right now. But if we do, then we should do it in like 1 day or two, and then we should bounce the next day because, we cannot really afford to close a red wick in October. We do not usually do that, and it would be, let's just say, out of character for Bitcoin to just drop like 30%. Well, actually, no, what is it? Let me see. Yeah, about 35% in October. That's just, that's just out of character. So I'm still expecting Bitcoin to hit about 200K by the end of the cycle, at least 200K. But we could even get to the 3.618 extension right here, which is at 255K. Now, that's a bullish scenario. Obviously, the minimum target is the 2.618, which is at around 190K. And if we do get to that target region, I mean, I think it's safe to assume that Cardano will also get like $5. I mean, if Bitcoin goes up another 4x from where it's at right now, or another 3x, that would put the market cap of Bitcoin at about $4 trillion. So, to get like $5 on the ADA chart, I believe we need a market cap of like 250 billion. So is that unrealistic if Bitcoin gets to like 4 trillion? I don't think it is, but we'll see what happens with this. Now, don't forget, Cardano is still in a 1-2 setup, and it formed a 1-2 setup in the previous bull market and the bear market. And if this is true, if this is a 1-2 setup, then what's next should be a third wave move. And this could be very, very bullish because what we need right now is a third wave of that third wave. And if that's what's happening right now, then the third wave right here could break the previous all-time high and get to like the 1.618 extension. Then we could get a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave could put us at the trend line right here and like, let's say, May or June of 2025. We tested for like a few days, and then we get the bear market, and then we start the other bull market after a few years. Obviously, that's a very bullish scenario, but as you can see, we already have 2 touch points on the trend line, so maybe we will touch it again. But I don't know, I mean, that's a hopian count right now, but we'll see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.